Welcome to the show. I am Matt Airy, author of Cryptozoology for Beginners.
And I'm Jessica Mason, author of Mary Shelley School for Monsters.
And this
And this
is...
is, whoops, I'm not supposed to say that, Monster v. Monster, the podcast that pits your favorite monster against each other.
Jesse is our resident monster expert, and I will act as referee and game master. Who will reign supreme? Listen on to find out.
Monster v. Monster.
All right, so let's introduce this week's guest. Clay Adams is the writer of Blazing Blade of Frankenstein, Dream Quest, and Blood of the Grunch. He is also the co-writer of Carmilla Unbound from Bloodline Comics and co-writer of Prodigal Son, co-created by Cobra Kai's Martin Kove, who plays Sensei Kreese, available now from A&P Comics. Best known as a voice actor with numerous credits, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward and several seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! He co-edits the Nightmare Theater horror anthology and once a month guest hosts the Comics Launch podcast. Welcome, Clay.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Clay.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. I'm excited. This sounds fun.
It'll be fun. And it's improv. You've done voice acting. It's going to be awesome.
Excellent.
The first thing we usually open with, Clay, is we always like to talk about what is the personal creative monster of the week you had to face. So some kind of just something in your personal life that you conquered, that you overcame, that you were kind of bumping up against. I will start it off to kind of give you a sense of how it goes. My personal thorn in my side this week was two-factor passwords.
Ugh.
I have been setting up all these new websites and trying to get an author website and trying to get this. So every friggin' thing I click on, I got to do a password and then a second password and it doesn't work. And I got to get the code sent to my phone, which is in the other room, and you got to go get it. And so I'm just done with it. I'm willing to give up all my information, all my security. I just want the same password. Every website, log in, steal all my money. I don't care. That was mine of the week.
I mean,
That sounds great. Keep it simple.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you think with all this development, AI and all this stuff, they could figure out how to go back to the simple password. That's what we really want. We don't want the little AI assistant asking us all the questions all the time. We just want one password for everything, and no one can steal it.
Oh my God. And now the passwords are so long and crazy, I can't remember them. It's horrible.
Okay.
And then you're also...
I was going to say, when we're off air, I will tell you my secret for coming up with passwords for everything. You will never forget them.
I love that.
But I can't tell you now because then you'll guess all of my passwords.
Yeah, we'll know them all.
This sounds like a class you should teach. This could be, there's real money here.
Big money. Yeah, I've got a 12-week course coming. You can get the free masterclass on Facebook next week. So, sign up.
Subscribe today.
That's right.
So, Jesse, what was your personal monster of the week?
My personal monster of the week involved what's behind me. I have been working on the third version of Mary Shelley School for Monsters for 2 years. I have this whole thing written and planned out, and the whole series. And this one just never was landing right. I had this big expectation for the ending, and I kept rewriting it. I keep telling Anna, I'm going to send you our pages eventually. And I finally did it, guys. And you're all writers, so So that was my personal... It's been my monster of the year, but I did finish it. So
that feels so good.
Great, yeah.
Clay, what about you? What was your personal monster of the week you were fighting against or conquered?
Okay, so mine is a tale of man versus machine. So I'm trying to write a short story for an anthology that I've been talking about doing for a very long time. This is somebody contacted me about being in this anthology, and I've been like, yes, I'll have time at this point. Yes, no, hold on. It's going to be a couple more months from now. So finally, I have room in my schedule to start working on this thing. I've been working on it all week. My goal was to finish it before actually coming on this podcast. And I was at my office building, and I just wasn't getting any work done. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go get lunch. I'm gonna go home for lunch, and I'll finish from home. And I left the office. I hit the elevator button. The elevator door juddered open, and I had this thought of, I probably shouldn't get in this. As I recall, this elevator was shut down for several weeks at the end of the year. But you know what? They fixed it. It's fine. I got in, and 30 minutes later, I was still in it, and the fire department was coming.
Oh
and
my
Oh my God.
and they rescued me, and I'm forever grateful to them. And my script is still not finished. So
It was a possessed evil elevator.
it was. It did not
Trying
want me to finish that script.
No, it's a warning. Don't finish it. No, you should finish it. You should.
This is also the answer of why in horror movies people don't do the thing that makes the most sense. It's like, why would you walk past that no trespassing sign?
Right? Like, I literally had the thought, don't go in there. And yet I did. Yeah.
Well, I'm
What a
glad you
dummy.
got out to join us here.
Thank you.
That's great. That's amazing. I wanted to ask you, kind of before we get into what monster you brought this week and get into the fight and everything, you have such a diverse biography. What do you think of yourself as? Because you got voice actor, you got writer, you got comic book creator. What is the thing when people ask you, what do you do? What do you say to them?
Oh, man. I mean, these days I mostly say writer because that's mostly how I fill my time. But yeah, I'm master of nothing, jack of all trades. I do a little bit of everything because I letter these comics too, and I do the pre-press and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I did. I mean, I was an actor, a child actor, starting when I was 8. That was my first job. And for a long time, it was like the only way I knew how to make money. And that's what I did. And I did commercials and TV and primetime and daytime and all the times. And then kind of sort of lucked into doing this animation stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the first one. And the character was a recast. They wanted somebody who could talk really high. And so I guess I could do that. And I got in and booked that job. And then that sort of led to other jobs doing Yu-Gi-Oh! And several seasons of that. And I mean, that was like, my season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was 20 years ago, and I'm still doing conventions and things like that based off of that job. So it's paid off. But these days, mostly writing and making horror comics.
I'm super excited about your next series. It's the Blood of the Crunch.
Yeah, Blood of the Grunch. Yeah.
Yeah, the Blood of the Grunch.
The Blood of the Crunch is a breakfast cereal.
Yes,
that's
yes,
why
that I
you
really
kind
different.
of-
Yes.
that I very much like, just as much as I like the Grunch. And strangely enough, this actually relates to my question. My mishap there is when you came up with this, is this a brand new monster that you are creating, or is it inspired by some folklore?
No, it is folklore. Yeah, it is folklore. Yeah. So the Grunch is an actual cryptid.
Okay.
Sort of like Bigfoot or the Abominable Snowman, but kind of a little less known. And I think I found this thing, the Grunch, which lives on Grunch Road. It's named after a road in New Orleans, and it, it was really kind of cool, like the spawn of Satan had a baby, and like I think the testicles fell off and became these monsters. And
Yes.
So the testicles are the Grunch, not the monster.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very Greek mythology here.
Yes. So I think like the devil baby gets castrated and then the testicles grow into these grunches. And so I was like, well, wait a minute. Well, if one of these things lives on Grunch Road, but there were two, presumably, if they were testicles, so one must have gone somewhere else. So where did that go? And then I kind of thought, well, what if, because I love White Lotus. And so I thought, like, well, what if one of these monsters winds up like on a resort terrorizing a bunch of like rich assholes?
Perfect.
And so that's how that idea came together.
I am super excited about where it's going from what I've read already. So
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a fun. I'm really proud of these scripts. I'm really looking forward to seeing like what the reaction is going to be, because I think it's some of the best stuff I've done.
Let's move to our kind of monster talk. So Clay, you were the challenger. Who'd you bring in for this week?
So this week I'm bringing in Frankenstein's monster.
What?
Right, very timely.
The
What?
monster.
You went right to the monster, went right to the top,
I did. I went for it.
and against. It's fair because you also have a Frankenstein comic, but we like, all right, okay, this is.
I
gonna
knew
be
Jess was going to be a little.
I just sat up a little
thrown by
straighter,
this.
and I'm like, all right. I am genuinely surprised. Matt does not tell me, so
Did I affront you?
no, I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, I think it's important too you had a very specific take on Frankenstein's monster. Do you want to tell everyone what your take on the monster is?
Well, so I'm a huge fan of the novel. That was like my favorite novel.
Yes.
Loved it from the first time I read it. And so I'm kind of sticking with the literary version, who is sort of like the world's first superhero. Like he has these almost superhuman powers, like super strength, and he runs really fast. So I'm kind of sticking with that version, but then also I write a book called Blazing Blade of Frankenstein, which is a gothic horror sword and sorcery mashup. So screw it. I'm using my version of the character, which is Mary Shelley's version, but it's also mine.
And I know your version, and I know Mary Shelley's version. So you better watch out. I know all the versions.
Oh, yeah. So I did want to ask you, because not everyone may know your comic. Can you talk about how your monster kind of picks up at the end of Mary Shelley's novel and like what he's like now, having gone through your comic stories?
Yeah. So at the end of the novel, the monster goes off to the Arctic to commit suicide. And I kind of thought, like, well, what if he falls through a portal to another world instead? And came across another public domain work called The Blazing World, which, as it happens, has a portal to the Blazing World set in the Arctic. So I thought, well, what if he goes there and it's filled with all these man-animal hybrids? And basically the conceit is the Blazing World has been taken over by Dracula, and Frankenstein is fighting the universal monsters for the fate of the Blazing World. They're not really the universal monsters. They're my versions of these public domain characters who don't use any trademarked looks or anything like that. But it's a handy-dandy sales pitch or a way of explaining it that kind of does it.
I love it. So it's kind of like a Conan meets Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's a Conan style barbarian. Yeah.
Love it. That's great. So why did you pick that monster other than you wrote the comic about it? What do you like about Frankenstein's monster enough to have written the comic originally?
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, just ever since I read the novel, it just really resonated with me. And I think, certainly a large part of that has to do with the universal look. Those movies and, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, they're very iconic. I like the look of all of it, the aesthetic. But that character from the book has really just kind of stuck with me because he's, I don't know, this may sound weird, but like, he's sort of like all of us, like he didn't ask to be born and here he is. And
the shitty dad.
Yeah, with a terrible dad and like who abandons him, and then starts murdering people. So, like all of us do. Yeah.
Totally.
At least Clay and I, that's how we react to life.
Totes. Yeah. That's a norm. That's what everybody does, right? But he's like a big misunderstood child who is trying to figure out his way in the world, and then, feels very much these injustices that have been done to him. And I think, weirdly enough, he is kind of a sympathetic character in the book. And I think there's a reason why so many adaptations, whether it's like the Hammer movies or say more recent adaptations, not to spoil anything that people may or may not have seen, but a lot of these adaptations take the view that like it's Frankenstein, the creator, that's the real monster rather than this beast that has been created. And so like I think there's a reason why people sympathize with him, and he's just a great character.
Yeah. And if anyone's lived with a teenager, I have a 15-year-old in the house right now. It's like living with a Frankenstein's monster. Like, he doesn't know where his limbs are.
Yes.
He doesn't know his own strength. He like crushes something. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Like these giant,
covered in scars.
I need like a torch to drive him back. I think
yes, indeed. Pitchfork. Yeah.
So everyone can identify with it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, great. So we'll have Jesse now. You've heard his monster. What are you bringing to defend yourself against Frankenstein's monster / Conan the Barbarian version?
Well, directly from the Iberian Peninsula, Portugal, I'm going to bring Coco or Coca or Cuckoo or Cuco or Cuckoo-y. Yeah, lots of names, but I'm going to go with Coco most of the time today.
Okay.
Coco is a very traditional idea of a boogeyman or a boogie woman, depending on what form this shapeshifter is. Definitely the boogeyman that parents, like especially in Portugal, Spain, Brazil, Mexico, a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, this is the boogeyman that they tell their kids about. There's poems about it, there's little lullabies about it. If you don't go to sleep and you don't listen and you don't do the right thing, Coco's going to come get you and eat you up. And this character is very terrifying looking. Supposedly lots of teeth, razor blade sharp teeth, hairy, constantly shape-shifting, unimaginable horror. Like you can't even imagine looking this creature in the face. Sometimes the creature is said to have like reptilian, like alligator skin, dragon skin. But the one thing about Coco is that it means coconut, like a direct translation. So there is but a lot of people associate coconut with skull, like a skull. Because if you look at a coconut, that is a dried out coconut, looks like a skull. And so I very much think Coco has a coconut kind of vibe on the skin, the hairy, dried out look. And a lot of it's interesting because it goes back, we didn't come up, like Americans didn't come up with carving pumpkins, and like they were doing it in Portugal a long time ago. Like the kids will carve up the skull face and they'll carry it around in this, at night, with a candle just to be creepy and macabre, just like everything. And so a lot of people associate Coco with having a pumpkin head, like being a pumpkin head character, which I think just is because of these two stories kind of colliding. Something else that's kind of creepy that's called Coco in some of the history of these different countries are these black robes that are hooded that this Catholic Brotherhood used to wear, and they would just have the eyes and the mouth, and they had petitioned like the country and the government to let them collect the bones at the gallows and give the bones of the people who had been executed a burial. So that image of these guys in these robes carrying these bones away to wherever unmarked grave, to give them a proper, consecrated burial is very creepy. So I can think that could play into this creepiness. As you can tell with when I talk about monsters, I like to go into like maybe where this stuff came. But anyways, so all of that will inspire kind of where I'm going with this. I have my own version of Coco, of course, because what I do at Monster of the Week is I like research the monster and then I kind of say, oh, this is what it actually is. This is what you don't know about it. So that's like, and I make it up. So that's fun. Anyway, so that's Coco, who I think can stand against Frankenstein's monster. So I'm excited about that.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens for sure.
So give me a quick, because you had a lot of little descriptors there. Yeah. What does your version, do you think, look like? We've got Clay's is kind of like this big, muscly Frankenstein's monster with the sword and shirtless. What are we facing off against with your Coco?
Well, I definitely think I have a long flowing robe, but I think it's more frayed and weird, like the coconut hair, okay, so it's like cool. Old, and I've had it forever since I've started this, beginning of time stuff, guys. Before time, I've had this robe. I do have a terrifying face. I have the huge I do like the razor teeth. I'll keep those.
Yeah.
I do think I look a little bit like my skin's a little looks leathery, kind of like the coconut. I do shapeshift a lot. So.
Okay, good to know. So when we see you in this encounter, maybe it won't be what we're seeing immediately.
Exactly. And it will depend on what the encounter is, if I'm in my male form or my female form. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I think you'll get to decide.
We will get to decide.
We have our two monsters. It's time to assign some stats. So Clay, we have a simple stat system here on Monster v Monster. There's basically 3 categories: mind, might, and magic. Mind covers a monster's overall intelligence, wisdom, and mental health. Might covers strength, dexterity, constitution. And then magic is kind of a monster's supernatural prowess. So each of these categories can go up to 30. So an almighty god would be 30 out of 30 across the board, while a lowly paramecium would have a 0 out of 30 in each category.
Should I be taking notes?
No. Okay. You might just want to have a pencil so you can kind of keep track.
Yes.
I will also keep track of kind of where people are.
Yeah, we want you to have fun. You don't have to take notes.
Yeah,
but...
you do have.
No, I will not have fun. I refuse. I refuse. This is serious business.
Serious.
Clay, to make things go a little faster, I've basically assigned the stats, trying to be fair and be true to each monster, and you are allowed to kind of debate and alter one of them. if you think it's unfair.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to start with your monster. This is Frankenstein's monster, Blazing Blade edition. So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about the Conan comparisons and what we know of the original Mary Shelley Frankenstein's monster. And I feel like out of 30, I feel like the smartest human being in the world is probably like a 12. Like Albert Einstein, Da Vinci, they're probably like a 12. So I was thinking Frank is, he's smart. He learns a lot very quickly, but I was thinking he's maybe like a 10 on the mind. Um, However, that's offset by his might. Like you said, he's the original superhero. He's super strong. He's maybe even immortal potentially, but he can still kind of be injured and feel pain. So I was thinking his might, his strength is more like a 20.
Ooh, all right.
Magic. Now I don't know about the blazing blade aspect, so you can kind of correct me on this, but he doesn't seem super magical other than the super strength to me. Like I've never, especially from the Mary Shelley novel, doesn't seem to like cast spells or have a lot of magical prowess. So I was thinking that was maybe like a 5.
Sounds
And
fair.
then life points, again, these are out of 30. So again, like an almighty god would have like 30 life points. It's just for the sake of this encounter. And I was thinking this dude's super tough. I think like 22 for his life points.
Yeah.
So
That
any
sounds
of that
good.
you want to argue, push back against?
No, I feel like that's the wrong answer. I should push back against something, but without consulting with my lawyers, I'm just going to say, no, I'll take it. I'll take it. I think
Right.
that, the sword, the sword has some magical properties, but is mostly just a big sword.
Right.
You
So we'll
know?
definitely get into that. And the
Yeah.
sword will add on. And I think the other big thing too is how you roll the dice during the encounter will help to, determine things as well.
Okay.
You could be super strong, but if you're rolling ones, it's not going to help so much.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so we're all good with those stats. So now you get to tell us your attack. So every monster, because we play basically 5 rounds,
Mhm.
and the first round's kind of just an introduction, and then we have 3 rounds of fighting and then a wrap up. So you have 2 normal attacks that you can
Yes.
use as much as you want, and then 1 special attack that you can use once during the encounter.
Yes.
So you want to tell us what your attacks were?
I would love to. I'm gonna need some prompting. So
Okay.
the first one,
I have them written down.
yes, the first one is that the super speed attack?
Yeah, you called it the ramming attack, but you
Yes.
could basically run really fast and smash something.
Right. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking this would operate kind of like the Rhino in Spider-Man comics.
Love it. Yep.
He's just super fast and he'll just ram the crap out of you.
Love it.
Because in the novel, he covers enormous distances in like a crazy amount of time, like just bounding through the snow very quickly. So yes, he will have this high speed ramming attack.
The second one you wrote down for us of the normal attacks was a chokehold. Because
Aha,
Frank,
yes.
the monster, likes to choke.
He likes to choke people. And that's what he does. Yeah, I probably should have come up with something else, but I just, when I think of Frankenstein, I think of the monster choking people.
Totally.
So yeah, he's a choker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your special attack that you had was he can summon his blazing sword. So
yes, that
tell
one
us
I knew.
what that's about.
Yes, yeah, that one I knew. So his special attack, he'll be able to draw this flaming sword. It is sort of magical fire. So for instance, it can burn magic. Like if there are magical things that are supposedly impervious to things, that this sword can actually cause some damage, and it will. So for instance, there are these portals right between our world and the blazing world, and for instance, this sword would be strong enough that it could close one of the portals.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Can it open portals too?
Sure. Yes. Why not? I feel like I should say yes.
You better leave that on the table. You never know.
Yeah,
I think it could be.
yes.
It's the kind of, like, I think maybe a certain swing, a very powerful swing, if it can close portals, I think it can also maybe open them. That might be helpful.
And I will yes and that. Yes, and yes. And they're great, beautiful portals that he opens. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, great. And then just so I know for the fight, are there any kind of weaknesses we should be aware of with Frankenstein's monster?
Yes. His biggest weakness is that he's never played Dungeons and Dragons. So that's probably the biggest
Yeah,
weakness.
that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
huge one. That's a huge one. So he's
I
kinda
can just make up rules. He's not going to know.
Yeah, totally. He won't know the difference. So you'll definitely be able to pull one over on him. I mean, I think his weaknesses are that he is big. And so like he's coordinated, but sometimes bigger is not always better. And so should I be revealing my weaknesses?
I mean,
Maybe not. Maybe not to my opponent, but
I don't have very many, so be careful.
oh, gotcha.
No.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess unless I wrote something different, which is crazy. Like I filled out this thing a couple of days ago and I don't remember what I wrote. But unless I wrote something different, I mean, I think his size could work against him.
Does he still hate his dad?
Oh, I think yes, but he's coming to grips with it. His dad is gone. And there's nothing, there's kind of nothing more he can do there. And I think he's slowly learning, especially over the course of this series, how to kind of be his own man and kind of let go of some of those things.
Okay, so we won't be doing a monster v monster therapy session kind
Well,
of epilogue.
You never know.
Well, you never know. Yeah,
You
Laying on the
don't
couch.
know what we're gonna do. Who
that's
knows
right.
what we're gonna do?
The day is young. Yeah.
All right, cool. Great. Well, that all sounds perfect. Jesse, you have
Yes.
Coco, the shape-shifting child eater. Did you mention that Coco likes to eat children
Yes.
and steal away
I
children?
usually
Yeah.
like to low key on that. Just like that's
Okay.
that's
just a
unappealing.
little-
People don't like that. It's unpopular.
It's like a hobby.
Yeah.
All right. So from what you told me of Coco, I again was thinking that mind-wise, Coco is probably not. It doesn't seem like the intelligence is like the big factor here,
Yeah.
and so I kind of gave Coco an overall mind of 8.
I was just thinking 8. So
All right,
get
perfect.
out of my head. I'm fine with 8.
I think they are a little stronger than that. But
Mhm.
again, from what I was reading about all these mythology about Coco, is it's like they skulk around, they're more of a shapeshifter, they use
Mhm.
subterfuge to get away from people, not strength. So I was thinking their might's probably around like an 11. So again, like 12 being like a really strong buff human. And then magic is I think your best stat. Because you
Mhm.
can shapeshift, and you can potentially do other things. So I had that at a 21.
Okay.
And then you want to
I'm
hear your life points before
I'm
you.
no. Yeah, I do want to hear my life points. I'm all like, no, let me just think about this strength thing for a minute. No, go ahead. Life points.
So life points, I was giving you 14
Okay.
because again, I think you're not super strong and buff. You're more like skulking around using your shape shifting to get away from people.
Okay. I don't think it's super hard to kill me on that note, but I don't think it's super hard to kill Frankenstein's monster either. So I do think I'm a little stronger than an 11, but I'm going to let it stand, I think. Yeah. Okay. It's fine. I'm good with it. I had to talk it
Okay.
out. I had to convince myself
All
I was
right.
okay. I mean, I
Perfect.
think I like a 13 better, but I think it's just because I like the number 13. Um,
Okay. So what about attacks and weaknesses here? So you get, again, 2 normal attacks and 1 special attack. What do you have?
okay. So one of my attacks is going to be, I'm going to call it Robe and Bones. And so that one will just be a normal attack. And what it is a big, giant magical robe comes out and engulfs, surrounds my opponent, and the bones shake. There's a bunch of bones in there, and it shakes them up, and the damage is done. Whatever happens there.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's
Like a robe blender filled with sharp bones.
Yeah, sharp bones of the gallows men of the past
Oh,
and
that's
women.
cool.
Don't leave the women out.
Love that.
And then since I'm a shapeshifter and I'm fighting Frankenstein's monster, I'm going to have one be a mirror attack. So I can mirror my opponent, mirror so he'll have to fight himself in that one spot when I use it. Yeah. I mean, but it'll be obviously my role, but like based on the role.
So you get to basically shapeshift into your opponent. This is your special attack?
No, but should it be my special attack? Is it too good? I have another attack if that's too much.
Well, tell me what your third one was, and then I think we can decide which one seems the most special.
Dragon's Breath was my third one, which was my special attack, and that's
Okay.
when I actually decided to transform into my weird mythical dragon self. Creepy still, not your typical dragon, and blow some fire at my opponent.
Kill me
Okay.
with bad breath.
Bad breath. It might just be bad breath, guys. It might not even be just this terrible green smoke coming to get you. Yeah.
Okay, that feels like a special attack.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so that
The
feels like a
funk
once.
of 40,000 years.
Yes.
coming out of your
Thank you.
mouth.
The
Yes.
Funko. That's perfect. Yes, it's
I like
coming.
it. All right, great. So I think we've got our 2 monsters statted up. We've got our attacks. It's time to pit monster v monster.
Yes.
So just a reminder, this battle will take place across 5 rounds. Round 1, I'm going to set the scene, have these 2 monsters meet and introduce a conflict. Then the monsters will fight across 3 rounds, and whoever has the most life points at the end is crowned the winner. So I will kind of introduce the setting here. I was very inspired by Coco's Portuguese background, the Iberian Peninsula. And Clay, I feel like your version of Frankenstein's monster is a wandering type of character.
He gets around.
Yeah. So, and you're saying he's going back and forth between our world and the blazing world through all these portals. So picture we're in the Portuguese countryside in the late autumn. And Clay, your monster is wandering through this bleak backcountry. It's trudging past crumbling granite hills and these gray, scrubby bushes. And the sun is starting to go down. And you can see a storm is approaching. There's rain starting to hit the ground and all these little dots. And you see up ahead, there's a very small village. About 30 crumbling stone houses, and the evening fog is starting to thread through the buildings like a gray blanket. And you can actually see candles flickering inside the homes. But when you knock on the doors, people refuse to answer. Nobody's coming to the door. Finally, you come to the end of the lane, and you knock on one door, you knock repeatedly, and finally a little viewing portal opens. And there's an old woman there, and she wears a black headscarf, and her eyes are just basically slits in her very old, wrinkled face.
Who is that? Is that you, El Coco? Be gone, you evil spirit! Get out of here!
And so you can respond as the monster if you like.
Yes, no, I'm not Coco. Who's Coco?
How do I know you're not Coco? Look at you, you big grummy giant thing! Get out of here, we'll get you with our pitchforks! Everybody, Coco's here!
Pitchforks, no! I hate pitchforks! My one weakness!
So you say you're not Coco. How are you gonna prove
I
it?
have my ID right here. See?
What does it say on your ID?
It says Frankenstein, comma, Adam.
All right, so why don't you roll a die against your mind here? So your mind, you see how convincing you are. So your mind is 10.
I rolled a 1.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you didn't really have any pluses for your mind bonus.
Yeah,
so
no.
she's like,
That's a fake ID, that is. I've seen those a million times before. Get out of here. If you're not Coco, then you're in on it, stealing our children. 5 kids gone missing in the last month. Get out of here.
Wait a second. I don't like this stealing children thing. Look, I don't want to go into it. It's a whole thing, but I have things in my past I'm not very proud of. Let me help you with this children thing. Can I help you find this Coco?
You'd be willing to do that? Help us?
You seem like a nice lady. You know, something about your face, it just looks nice, and like I said, there are things I just feel like I need to make up for, and I would love to help find these children for you.
Well, why did you say so? If you do that, if you go find evidence of our missing kids, we'll make you the king of the town. You can stay wherever you want. We'll give you a place to stay and good food. All you got to do is go find, east of the town, about half an hour's walk, you'll come upon an abandoned church. That's where we think Coco's been taking the kids, but none of us is too strong like you. We're all scared to go there. But if you go find and bring back those kids, we'll give you all the riches we have. We'll take care of you forever, mister. What's your name again?
Adam Frankenstein.
Adam Frankenstein will be carved into a memorial in the center of this town for all eternity if you help us. Thank you, mister. Thank you. It's east of the town. Go on, then.
she shuts the wooden panel back. So what would you like to do now? You can kind of head out towards the town. You can ask any more questions if you want.
King Frankenstein. I like the sound of that. But I also like the sound of Finding these kids. You know what? Dang it. I don't need to ask any more questions. Let's ask questions later. Act first, ask questions later. Let's go find this church.
All right, so you continue you head east past the town, and after about a half an hour's walk, you can see in the distance it's raining more consistently now. The moon is kind of behind the clouds, but you can see a silhouette of an abandoned church. There are about a dozen crumbling markers in the graveyard, and the tower of the building you can see is kind of crumbled in part, showing the sky above. And at the very back is a bell tower, and you can see just a hint of a rusted bell up there glinting in the moonlight. And there's kind of an entranceway you could walk in as well. So what would you like to do? You can go inside the church.
I'd like to go inside the church, climb to the top of the bell tower.
So yeah, basically the wood doors are rotten. You kind of push them aside. And as you walk inside, you can see the pews, the wooden pews are all kind of ruined and rotted by the weather. And up ahead at the far end of the room is a stone altar covered in moss. And behind that is a kind of a stone stairway leading upwards to the tower. Why don't you roll your 6-sided die? Again, this is like a perception check for your mind to see what other kinds of details you might notice.
4.
Okay, 4. Pretty good. So yeah, in the dim light, you can see off in a corner, there's a pile of kind of clothes and some lumps sticking out of it. And yeah, so you can go investigate that if you like.
Let's do it. Let's investigate.
All right, so you walk over, and as you get closer, you can see it's kind of like a little mound of clothes. There's like a little child-sized cap and a vest and some pants. And it looks like there's some dark stains on them as well.
Let's sniff those dark stains.
Okay, so as you lift up some of the clothes to sniff them, something falls out of it, and it's a rib cage. And you kind of move aside the rest of the clothes with your toe, and there's just a pile of child-sized bones in various states of decay underneath. But it looks like the kind of bones you leave after eating a pile of ribs, like they've been chewed off and picked clean by somebody.
Something bad has happened here. Something very bad has happened here.
So as you say that, you hear some scuffling kind of coming from the stairway behind the stone altar.
I turn and I move towards the stairway and I start to go up.
All right, so as you start to come towards the altar, Jess, you want to reveal yourself? I think you're somewhere in this space. I'll kind of leave it up to you about how you want to enter.
You dare come to my church.
Voice, where is this voice coming from, Jesse?
It's coming from the stairwell, a little bit up. Like, you can't see me.
So you just hear this voice issuing down from the stairwell. You want to respond, Adam, or you want to just keep charging ahead?
Well, now I'm coming down, so some footsteps are coming towards you, but they sound kind of more like sliding, like they're sliding down almost in a creepy kind of, I don't know, shuffle. And there's weight to those steps. No one comes to my lair without permission.
And I say nothing, but I press myself against the wall beside the opening to the stairwell.
Okay. So Jesse, why don't you roll a perception check?
Yes.
To see if you can tell he's hiding there, because you're gonna have to stick your head out of the stairwell. You obviously heard him. You got a 3?
I got a 3, yeah.
Okay. I think probably you would need to lean your head out a little bit to see that he's there. I don't think you're gonna notice like his shadow on the floor or anything.
I'm gonna keep walking, and then I trip over his foot. Bah! Boom! 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 And I land into the pile of my bones, my last dinner.
Okay, so you're sprawled out, kind of in front of the stone altar, and you look up and you see this. You're like 7 feet tall, right, Clay?
I'm a big dude.
So you're like 7.5 feet, muscular dude. Are you shirtless?
Always.
Always shirtless.
I immediately changed to my female form in this scenario.
Okay, great.
So now I'm in my female form. Not much better, by the way. Still
All right, but
terrified.
let's roll a die to see how effective your shape-shifting transformation was.
Oh, I had to do that. Oh, I can't just do that? Oh, fine.
Well, because it's like,
no,
this
you're
is
right.
like an
You're
attack.
right. You're right. I got to roll. I could still. God, I got a 1. I'm going to be
Okay.
so terrible.
So as you try to start shape-shifting into a female form, you kind of don't stick the landing. So half your face is this like beautiful woman, and then the other part's this kind of like lumpy blob part, and then part of your arm is, it looks like kind of a ropey sailor's arm. So it's not a great shape-shifting
Did you
experience.
just substance me? What just happened?
I think the tripping had something to do with it.
For the record, Coca's female form is not beautiful. It's, it's just female. But okay, I'm a blob now. This is what I've done to myself.
You're partial blob. You're able to
I'm
get
partial
some of
blob.
it.
I'm okay. All right.
Are these your bones on the floor, Blob? Have you lost all your bones?
Who wants to know? You want to know about my bones?
My name is Adam Frankenstein.
Yeah. Those are my bones.
Have you been attacked by a monster?
Me? Have I been attacked? The Coco? Has Coco been? No.
You.
Never.
You're Coco.
Oh, yeah. Proudly Coco. Yes, I'm Coco. Who are you?
My name is Adam Frankenstein.
Can I see your ID?
Yes, I have ID, and I swear to God, it's a real ID. It's from the Blazing World. Maybe you don't take it here.
All right, so
put it up to my
roll
good
a 6
face, my good eye. You got to put
roll
it
a
up to my
6-sided die, Clay.
6.
All right,
6.
All right.
You definitely believe him. This is the best looking ID you've ever seen.
Yeah, that's
I don't
the
know if
best
Adam
ID.
Frankenstein means anything to you. If that name means anything.
It's the one book I had. I got the Mary Shelley book.
All right, perfect.
No, I don't. It doesn't mean anything to me.
What? You haven't heard of me?
I've heard of your sword. You're kind of like an appendage of the sword, right?
Well, some say appendage, some say owner. I have heard of you, and they say you have taken many children. Is this true?
As you say that, you hear from up in the bell tower a little voice going, "Please, help me!"
What was that?
My pet? Parrot?
You have a parrot.
Please, she's evil.
The parrot is evil. That is true. Speaks the truth.
You have wait. You have an evil parrot.
I have an evil parrot who's talking to you right now. Yes.
I
From up there.
see.
Yes.
Can I meet this parrot?
No.
Please help me. Oh, she's gonna eat me.
It sounds like maybe the parrot could use some help. Maybe I could feed the parrot.
Yeah, sure. You can go feed the parrot. Be my guest. Feed the parrot. Go up there.
I go up the stairs.
All right, so you're heading up the stairs. Are you kind of just running up the stairs? Are you kind of keeping an eye behind you? How are you kind of going up the stairs?
I'm slowly creeping up the stairs because, look, I'm no dummy. I was not born yesterday, okay? I know that this could be a trap. This could be a trick. I did not want to kill this monster, Coco, this blob, this boneless blob, who, look, let's face it, I could very clearly beat in a fight, but I don't want to kill it just yet because then I'm not going to know where these children are. I got to find out what happened to the children. So I'm very slowly going up. I'm sort of, looking over my shoulder, but I'm also looking ahead, and I'm ready. I'm ready for anything.
Okay. So you're ascending this it's a spiral stone staircase, and it's got those little thin windows, every flight or so, letting very dim light in. As he's going up, what are you doing, Coco?
I'm dragging myself up the stairs behind him. Step drag.
Okay.
Step drag.
Are you
and
trying to be
taking
stealthy?
a break. I'm not trying. I don't know. I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Okay. You're just following.
I'm just following him. Yes.
All right. So you go up it's about 5 flights up to the top, about 5 stories off the ground, and it kind of opens up, And as your head, Adam Frankenstein, starts to peek up over top of it, you see a very dusty floor. There's the belfry right above you with the big brass, kind of bell hanging there. And on the other side of the bell, huddled up against the corner, next to a very thin open window, is a 6-year-old male child. And he's very dirty and he looks terrified. And he's kind of in his pajamas and his night clothes. And he sees your face and he backs against the wall. He's like,
No, please, don't eat me. I want to go see my mom.
I'm not here to hurt you. I'm going to take you to see your mom. Tell me, is there anyone else here with you?
You know, the monster Coco went down the stairs.
That's it? Just the monster, no other children here?
No, she ate them.
She ate them.
All my friends, I saw their bones.
Those were their bones. She told me they were her bones. She lied to me.
Why would her bones be outside her body?
I don't know. She was a blob. I don't know.
I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I yelled. Don't cry.
Don't listen to this child. He's the worst of the bunch. He's the meanest kid. Makes fun of all the other kids at school.
I get top marks at school in math and science.
That doesn't matter here. I don't care about your brains. You're an evil little child who was terrible to those other children at school all the time.
No, please take me home, sir. Please, I just want to go home. I can't jump out the window.
I'll take you home. I pick up the child.
Okay. Easy. He's child weight. You put him over your shoulder. You cradling him in your arms.
Cradling him in my arms, and I tell
Okay.
Coco, you get out of my way. I'm taking this child to his mom.
You're going to have to get through this blob to do that. And you know nothing of that child. He truly is the monster in this scenario. You're not taking him anywhere.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I would like to run at high speed through the blob.
Okay. All right. So so we're kind of officially into our fighting encounter. So this is, we'll call this round 1. Roll a 6-sided die. So you got the kid in your arms. You're running at her.
Oh.
Let me find the die. Let's see what happens. I swear I won't cheat.
Don't drop that kid. Don't drop that little
I'm hanging.
monster,
I got
that
the
little
kid.
evil
I got the kid.
omen
Yeah, this could be,
baby.
if this goes wrong,
Arboga?
this kid could be squished like a water balloon.
Look, you're not gonna believe me, but
Okay.
it's a 6. Hold on.
I believe you.
We believe you.
I'll show you.
All right. So you do. So Coco's kind of standing in the stairwell. You do a running move, kind of tucking this kid like a football.
Yes.
And just slam into her with your shoulder. And it's a big hit. You're gonna get knocked backwards across the other side of the belfry, Jesse, and hit the wall. And the wall itself is so old, it like kind of even cracks and a couple stones fall down. And you are going to take 5 damage. So you're down to 9.
That's the best damage I've had in a while. So good.
What do you want to do for your response?
I have that effect on the ladies.
Well, I'm furious now. He's smashed me into my wall and messed up my house, taken my child. I'm going to do he's running, right? So I'm going to...
He just kind of shouldered you, so he's kind of...
He's trying to get out. So
yeah, it was like
I'm
kind of
gonna-
a football hit, I think.
I'm going to, once I get myself up off the ground, I'm going to do my robe and bone move, and I'm going to shoot that toward him.
Okay.
And then I do have to roll before I
Yeah,
go any
roll
further,
it, roll
right?
it to see
Okay.
how it goes, yeah.
Traditionally don't get very high rolls, guys. Let's see what
Don't
happens.
talk yourself out of it.
Wait, it's not
strong.
working. Hold on, let me roll again. Oh no. Hold on 1 second. The dice was not playing ball. Oh, I got a 5. 5
Okay,
is
good.
better than 2.
So you cast this spell, and suddenly, Adam, you are enveloped by this black ethereal robe, and all these bone pincers are flying around, and they're slicing you, and they're slicing the boy too, who's in your hands. He's like, what is happening? And blood is kind of spraying all over the place. So you are going to take 4 damage from that.
Oof.
So you're down to 18.
Well, look, we can't have that. So I'm going to summon my blazing blade and slice my way out of this bag or whatever this is.
Okay, so roll a die.
Oh, I just rolled a 6 and I'm never going to do that again. Let's see. I wasted my 6.
Oh, no.
I wasted my 6. It's a 2.
It's a 2. So a 2 is not the worst. So you're able to, you summon this blazing blade. It comes to life, and because it can cut through magic, you do slice through the spell, and you can see kind of where Coco is. There's still a little bit of the flaps, and there's some bones kind of still jabbing at you. But your next attack, you can kind of see where she is to have a good attack. But you didn't do any damage to her because you just did the spell.
Right. No damage. So
is he still in the getting cut up by my bones?
Yeah, he's getting a little jab. So like next round, he'll take a couple more damage on top of it. Because I feel like until he totally gets rid of this, he's getting jabbed by sharp bones.
Right. So I've ripped open a hole. Is it big enough for me to run out of?
Yeah.
Oh, well
Sure.
then yeah, let's run out of there and let's ram her again.
Okay. So that was your round of like slicing that open. You can run out and try and ram her next round for sure.
I see. Okay.
So she gets a response.
Got
So
it.
You saw him slice open your spell. He's gearing up to ram you again. What do you want to do, Jess?
I think I'm gonna wait and see what happens next. I'm gonna.
You're just gonna chill?
Yeah, I'm gonna chill. I'm playing I'm not what you think, Adam Frankenstein.
All right, so we're into this is our third
healing.
round. Okay.
Yeah. Can I heal? I want to heal. Is that
Sure.
allowed? I don't even know. I just asked. Can I just relax? If I do, is that a thing we do?
I think if you give yourself a little meditation, you
I'm
can,
like resting. I don't want to be the blob anymore. I want to unblob myself if that's possible.
I think you'll heal 2 points,
Okay.
2 life points for taking the round to kind of meditate and recenter yourself.
And enjoy him getting sliced up by my bones.
Yeah. In fact, maybe even the bones like slicing gives you a little HP on your end.
Just me happy.
Ooh.
All right, so this is round 3. Adam, you're kind of gearing up to ram her. You're going to ram her again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna roll.
Yep.
A 4.
Great. So it's a good, solid ram. So you run again. You're able to kind of keep the boy who's a little cut up and kind of just crying. He's freaked out by this whole thing. But you ram her again. And this time, because she didn't move, she was up against the wall. You ram her through that old stone wall, and she flies out. Now, Jess, hold on a second, Jesse. So you get to roll a reaction. So roll a 6-sided die for your might here, which is 11.
Okay.
To see how you respond.
Give me a sec. I've got the worst roller thing I've chosen to use here.
Oh. You got a 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he does knock you out. Your hands reach out to try and grab onto some of these loose stones to stop yourself, but they just slip between your fingers, and you fall and you tumble over and you smash onto the ground 5 stories below. So you're going to take 9 damage from that. So you're not dead, but you're down to 2 hit points, and you're kind of laying broken on the ground.
Wait, did you give me any of my extra healing points?
I did give you that before that.
God, I'm barely alive. So I have 2 left? I have 2 points left? Wait, no.
Yeah, you have 2 points left.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, you just fell 5 stories.
No.
And you just got rammed too.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I didn't.
So it was kind of a double whammy.
So is it my turn, or are we in the 4th round now?
Well, it is. You can respond to that.
Okay. Well, you've left me no choice, Adam Frankenstein. Dragon's breathing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you're 5 stories below, but he's standing in this hole in the belfry 5 stories above. So you transform into, how big is this dragon?
It's like a medium-sized dragon. So it's not like a little one. It's not a huge one, but it's in the middle.
What color is it? Classic dragon?
Brownish red.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to breathe fire on him?
Yeah, I'm going to, as good as I can.
Right,
the biggest blast I can blast at this blazing Frankenstein.
And you do have a 21 magic, so you're going to get a +1 on this roll.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your 6-sided die for your attack.
And I got a 5.
Okay, so you get a 6. So suddenly you look down, Adam, and this turns into this dragon, and it breathes a gout of fire up at you. And just like with her, I'm going to give you a chance to roll a six-sided die to give a reaction to see how you respond to this. So roll that real quick.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
You better get a 6.
I rolled a 2. I
Oh.
rolled a
Okay.
2.
So you're kind of in shock as you look down and just see this wall of flame coming at you. At the last second, you're able to kind of shield the kid, but you basically both take a full, hit of fire on top of you and the kid. And you're going to take 10 damage for that. So you're down to 8 hit points because you started with more. And the kid is really bad. Like basically he's got 2nd-degree burns and some 3rd-degree burns all over his body, except for the part where your arm kind of covered in. So it's like a terrible sunburn. It's like one side of his face is blackened where your hand was not blackened. But the rest of your body is all charred and
taste
smoking.
delicious. He's gonna taste so good. Yeah, just how I like them,
Look, when I return this kid, maybe not be in the best condition, but I'm gonna do the job. Okay? I'm gonna bring him home.
We'll see.
All right, so that's basically the end of our 3 rounds. So at the end of 3 rounds, you're both kind of beat up pretty bad. So Jesse, you're down to 2 hit points. Clay, you're down to 8. So I think you guys kind of managed to pull out a stalemate a little bit. As you come down the stairs, do you want to say anything more? Like, so you're so weak, Jesse. That was your big last burst of magic. I think you kind of shed your dragon form and you're back to like your El Coco form. Adam Frankenstein, do you want to say anything to this El Coco as they're kind of wheezing and feeling terrible and you're kind of singed and burned and the kid's like, ah, in your arms?
Well, frankly, I'm appalled at this behavior. And kind of like weirded out that you're a dragon all of a sudden because you were a blob before.
Shape-shifting is an excellent pastime.
I mean, yeah, it's really kind of freaked me out, and it makes
good.
me think that maybe I need to bring out the big guns and bring out the blazing blade again. And so I set down the kid and I pull out the blazing blade and I jump from the hole in the wall with the blade and try to stab this dragon right in the throat.
All right, I love it. All right, so you're kind of going on to blaze of glory here. So roll your die to see how this final attack goes.
And I rolled a 6.
Oh, God. This happens to me all the time.
All right, so Jesse, you get to roll a reaction to this. So roll your
Okay.
your 6-sided die to see what you get.
I also rolled a 6.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay, so you come down, you've got this blazing blade, you're flying through the air, kind of yelling this banshee cry, and then right at the last second, El Coco uses their last energy to kind of roll to the side, and your sword cleaves straight through this gravestone right next to them, showing fire sparks everywhere, and you just kind of miss as you're doing it. She had a great reaction to that. So, all right, Jesse, you can have a chance to do something now.
You're very misunderstood, Adam Frankenstein.
You understand me.
As am I. I'm going to let you leave. I'm going to let him leave with the kid. Because that kid's not going to make it back. He's dead. But also, I want you to know something about me that not very many people know. I did
What's
not
that?
eat. I ate some of those children. I ate one. And I was going to eat that one because he's an evil little jerk to everyone he meets. And he's only going to get worse as he grows older. The other 3, I rehomed because they had terrible, jerky parents. I don't know if I can't prove it, but I'm going to tell you it.
Yeah, prove it. Prove it.
I mean, but I am not, I do like the taste of children. So I'm going to keep doing that. But I just eat the bad ones. And he's one of the worst. You deserve those burns, you little punk.
He calls out, I just want to be a dictator. Is that so wrong? I just want to conquer all of Spain, but now I'm burned and misshapen.
Wait a minute. Nobody told me this kid was bad.
I did.
Well, I didn't believe you because you're a monster. You were a blob.
Is it so bad to want to conquer an entire country and make it run correctly?
Yes, it is not good. Have you read nothing of history or literature or anything?
Yes! People are morons. They deserve to be ruled. And I will do so. I'm very well learned. Thank you for rescuing me. He starts like walking back to town, his burned skin steaming in the rain.
You don't feel he might become better from this.
Do you really think so?
No.
No, I didn't think so either. Well, look, I said I'd bring him back, and I did my best.
Yes.
Do you promise that you're only going to eat bad kids and not the good ones?
Yes.
That was a long pause. That was a very, very long pause. I don't know that I can let you walk away from this encounter.
Fair. So what? So wait, Matt, is he going to try to, do I still have an attack or, because I just.
Well, you guys can keep attacking each other if you want.
We never rolled whether he would believe me about this or not.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was just going to
I
say,
think
why
that
don't you...
roll should determine whether I'm telling the truth or not
right.
me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is why don't you, Jess, are trying to convince him that you have changed your ways. So you roll a 6-sided die.
I got a 4.
Okay, yeah. You feel like she's kind of probably telling the truth. She's very weak.
But is it okay? Is it still okay?
Am I okay with this?
I'm like Minority reporting these children.
You know, maybe one day these kids will grow up to be awful people like my dad. And so, I don't know if I told you, Blob, Dragon, Coco. My dad was pretty awful. You know, do you have a couch I can lie on?
Yeah, well.
As a matter of fact, the grave
bones,
that you just clove in half is kind of in the shape of a therapist's couch.
Perfect. Okay. I lay down on the couch and I just open up my heart about my dad and how awful he was. And how maybe if somebody had eaten him when he was a kid, he wouldn't have done all these awful things. And I wouldn't be here to feel this existential pain.
I love that. So you start kind of telling this long monologue about your father. It's really healing for you. Jesse, how are you responding to this?
I'm feeling feelings I've never felt before. Like I care about what he's telling me about this parent. And I'm realizing I'm doing something just a little wrong here. Maybe I should not eat the bad children. Now that I've heard the story, because you should exist, Adam Frankenstein. We want Adam Frankenstein. We don't want the father. So maybe I should eat bad parents.
That's a real good idea. Because, like, kids are kind of, like, they're kind of innocent, you know?
They taste better. That's the main problem, yeah. But
yeah, I mean, you know, softer meat, yeah.
Yeah. So did I get the chubbier parents?
More,
evil,
the big ones.
Evil and
yes.
the big ones.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I like that idea. I think that's, you know, because then I could go back to the town and I could tell the parents, you know, look, your kids are safe. Your kids are safe, but you guys are going to have to watch how you act.
Yeah.
You adults are going to have to be the adults.
Mm-hmm.
In the room, as it were. Be the adults in the room. And, you know, maybe lose some weight. Maybe get some exercise.
We're going to take care of all their problems.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Safe soft. The whole village will be nice and svelte.
Fewer heart attacks in the town. Fewer people getting eaten. It's
less
a win.
Portuguese sausage. Yeah.
Yes.
I think this is a great place to end it. Let the adults be the adults in the room. And as you say those words, the storm clouds kind of part. The sun starts to kind of come up in the east. And Adam Frankenstein, you trudge back to town to deliver your message. And Coco, you trudge off into the gray, scrubby wilderness, a little bit wiser. Maybe your Coco's heart grew 2 sizes that day, a little bit. Really nice job, both of you. So the encounter is concluded. How do you think it went? Do you feel like it was fair? Did it end up how you're expecting?
We said there wasn't going to be a therapist session where
We lied.
he talks about his father, and look, that's exactly what happened. So
Wonderful.
So I think we were all surprised. I think we all learned and grew today, and I think that's a good thing. I think the world became a little kinder today through this fight between Adam Frankenstein and Coco.
I think so too. And I mean, it doesn't have to be winners and losers. We can both win, which it feels like both people won this week. So that's nice.
I mean, I'm at least not going to eat children for a couple months. So
Boy, already going back on it.
I'm teasing. No,
I will come back for you.
I know.
Okay?
I believe that about you. No, I thought it was pretty fair. I was very much going of two minds. Like I was either going to be the Coco version, in my version, that just eats children and loves to just eat all children. And then if the story went the right way, I wanted to become this other version I have where it only eats bad children, which that's just me. I like the idea that boogeymen just go get bad children, but
a little Krampus.
So yeah, a
and
little
they're
Krampus.
all bad children.
They're all of them. I mean, yeah.
Every single one.
Any given day, it depends on what their behavior is, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely the monster that shows up, like, changes my way my monster reacts, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. And you really hurt me, so I had to make some changes in my life, or I wasn't gone. I mean, he was
gonna chop your head off.
I was dead.
Sure.
Like, I was like, I gotta change.
I like how you responded there, and I think somehow, even though you warned me that there would be character voices and things like that, I don't think I was necessarily prepared for that. So then whatever dopey things started coming out of my mouth in the beginning, I was like, I think I have to be true to this version of the character, even though it's not necessarily my version from the comics. But he's not remotely that dopey in the comics, but
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Clay. This is really fun. Where can people find you, and what's a project of yours you'd like them to go check out?
Well, definitely check out Blazing Blade of Frankenstein. You can find my work at friedcomics.com, or also on my Substack, clay.adams@substack.com. And I'm also still on X for some reason, at Clay's Evil Twin. You can find me there. Yeah, Blazing Blade of Frankenstein, and also, since we talked about it, since we invoked it earlier in the show, Blood of the Grunch.
Blood of the Grunch. Right. Well, thank you so much again. And yeah, come back next week for another knockdown, drag out episode of Monster v. Monster. Monster v. Monster is produced by Wicked Tree Press and Codex Arcanum. The podcast is hosted by Matt Harry and Jessica Mason. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us 5 stars. And if you didn't like it, Adam Frankenstein will use his blazing blade to come get you. Thanks so much. All right.
Thank you.
Monster v. Monster is produced by Wicked Tree Press and Codex Arcanum Press.